What's up, YouTube? Saturday here, joined again with Dank206 and BeastBorgMusic. We're going to be discussing a couple of points from Hotfix 27 and 28, but mostly the new Hotfix today. Today, Wednesday the 24th. They made some good changes. Hopefully, Goblin Caves is a little bit better now. We don't have to lag ourselves to death. Because I do like the new map, but sometimes I just want to skip Goblin Caves and play the trade simulator.
Yeah, agreed.
A couple of things we wanted to start with were the cleric and bard changes from 27. They changed the movement speed penalty for judgment, minus 10%. They also reduced the cooldown a couple of seconds. Smite's cooldown was also increased by 2 seconds. Holy Light casting speed reduced by a quarter of a second. I don't know, have you really noticed that that's that big of an impact?
It helps very slightly.
Okay, enough. I mean, you can bump up your casting speed anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
Holy Strike damage has been upped by 5. I've definitely been seeing a lot more Holy Strikes again, which I really like that spell. So, and considering today's changes, great, fantastic, lucky cleric.
Oh yeah.
Bard, they updated Aria of Alacrity, basically tier changes to all of these. So Aria's now from 4 to tier 1, Ballad of Courage went from tier 3 to tier 1, Alacrity went from tier 2 to tier 1, Chaotic Discord from tier 1 to 3, Harmonic Shield from 5 to 4. I've been contemplating using that again. I've been kind of reworking my my Bard build with the added knowledge that we get from our equipment right now. And I don't know, I'm kind of feeling the Rapier Mastery. It's been a lot more useful than the +3 knowledge, +3 will, because I actually have gear in norms. So, Shriek of Weakness was changed, Peacemaking, and Song of Shadow. Really happy about those last two, just because these are bis. Song of Shadow, again with today's changes, it's actually kind of like hidden killer. Like, we've gotten a lot of jumps on people just by making the whole party invisible for 2.5 minutes or whatever it is. It feels like forever. So really happy about that. Another big change that they did was updating the fall off damage curve for basically all of the bows besides the windlass. It feels a lot more realistic, especially at range. I've been using hand crossbow a lot more too, and that just feels better overall. The arcing feels better. I've just really enjoyed that change. What do you ranger mains think about it?
I like it. It makes sense.
Yeah. I felt even with crossbow, I didn't really have to adjust much.
Yeah.
To get used to that. I mean, we're usually fighting in a doorway anyway, but even the long range shots, like, yeah, it does less damage, but usually if people are at long range, they're already low health, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's nice. I didn't really feel much of a change. It took me like a few games to adjust, but nothing too crazy.
Like when I popped that, actually we both shot that wizard in the tower. That was just so good.
Yeah.
He peeked around that corner and we both bopped him, dude. Oh, get out of here. So good. The new Goblin map. How do you guys feel about the 5x5?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Like it.
I really enjoy it. The changes to the sound have been really helpful as well. The water's not like super overwhelming. I'm just really hoping that the lag, especially in trios, improves with today's update.
Yeah, I'm glad they fixed the falling part.
Oh, the falling in the barracks?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's fucked up is we cleared barracks like 3 times the night before, and I didn't notice it. And then they were like, "Don't go to barracks the next day," and I'm like, "What? Why? Like, I need that champion. I'm pining for a gold key," but I didn't see it happen. But that sounds fucking awful.
Yeah, I never experienced it either. Feel bad for any players who did.
A couple other things from 27 would be the primary equipment stats, like we were just talking about. Everything got bumped. All of the armor, the gloves, the shields, the instruments for Bard. A common one actually gives you +2 to whatever now. So it really makes a lot of the builds more viable at I mean, even like a 0 to hero kind of playthrough. So another big thing is they now have an official rating from the Korean Games Rating and Administration Committee that can be serviced in Korea for adults age 19 and up, which means hopefully they're making some headway with the legal suit with Nexon. That's been kind of the worry in the back of everyone's mind, is like, is this game actually going to stay around? Like, can we keep playing this? Is it going to disappear under us? Seems like it's in a stable place right now. So stay hopeful. And then getting into 28, these weapon attack multipliers. You know, Morningstar and Spear, totally understand. All of these barbarian weapons doing more damage, I mean, it's only 10% for the body hits. But why? What the fuck?
I don't get it either. I am full anti-barb.
That's fair.
It needs a nerf.
Super fair. I don't even know what
It
they
needs a
can do,
nerf.
too. It's just like, he's just a big, loud, terrifying Viking. I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah.
Need more counters for him. Maybe some snare slows that we could throw on the ground like a freeze pot.
Yeah.
Might be a good counter for a barbarian.
Yeah,
I mean, we
bringing other
might see
classes
something
up to that level, I think, is really the only way to do it. And I mean, Warlock's
hear that?
definitely gotten some solid changes. I saw Dowsey absolutely mogging barbarians today, as
Did you
solo self found. So,
did you bring up the magic interaction or magic placement? What was it? Oh, I don't have the notes up. But there's a new stat to where you can place magic traps or disarm magic traps or something.
Yeah, so magical interaction speed and magical installation speed is now based on will instead of knowledge. I don't think this is the right part, but yeah, they added magical installation speed.
Yeah, so
like
that could be kind of interesting on what that's gonna.
Yeah, maybe we'll be
persist on.
getting magical traps. I am really hoping for a necromancer, like ground-based curses and basically magical traps, and like maybe turn undead, so the undead fight for you for, I mean, even a certain amount of time would be really cool. Summoning a skeleton, like after you've killed one.
Yeah,
or
I think
like
summoning a white skeleton would be good.
Yeah, and maybe
Or
you can only have a
like-
certain number of them or something like this, but I think that would be really cool.
Who knows,
Yeah.
maybe Druid might have like a magical snare kind of thing for a spell, for an ability.
Yeah, like binding roots or something like that. That would be really slick.
Yeah. Some kind of plant snare, maybe like a little like spikes kind of thing, like thorn bush.
Yeah, that's a good point. It like slows you down, does a little bit of damage, or a lot of bit of damage, who cares? Really excited for Druid.
I'm very excited for the new map that they've been talking about, the ice map. Sounds very, very good.
Soon. Oh, I can't wait.
Very soon.
With the amount of content they knock out in most of their patches, like main patches, even the hotfixes, like, oh, it's gotta be good. Maybe it's going to be a lag fest and we're going to, bang our heads against an ice wall for a little while, but I'm still hype.
You know it's going to be worth it.
Yep.
It'll be worth it. It'll
We'll
get
get it all
fixed if
ironed
there's
out,
any
yep.
issues. Just needs time.
They've added a new demon armor perk for the warlock. It allows warlocks to wear plate and chain armor, but they have to sacrifice basically all of their magical healing. Now, they did walk that back a little bit with today's patch, which I'm kind of happy about. Dowsey was saying, yeah, it's still not super viable in solos. Trios is really where it shines, it seems like. Warlock Frontline, I mean, now that they have, you know, spoiler alert, but they have heater shield, plate armor. I mean, I'm kind of the opinion, like, why do you need a fighter at this point?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, fighter is kind of a jack of all trades class. It's definitely good for new players to learn on fighter, is usually what I recommend. But
Yeah, knowing the shield is kind of big on starting off in D&D.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I've even
'Cause
started
then you
using
can-
buckler in the last couple of days, so
Yeah.
trying to make
Learning
you
where
proud.
to hit. Yeah, we're learning where to hit versus somebody with the shield is actually kind of big. So
Oh, like that fighter we saw last night who was very proud of his Pavise. And he died holding his Pavise. Poor little fella.
Poor guy.
They also made a big change in this last hotfix that was removing Howling Crypts from the rotation. And basically you have to go to Ruins to get down into Crypts and then into Inferno from there, which is how they envision the game from the get-go. So overall, I actually enjoy the Ruins now, which is amazing.
yeah, it's a 50-50. I think they should keep it with the 3-0, leave it with still a ruins map that you can go to with High Roller, and leave it with the crypts with boss, and then still have the 3-stack and Goblin Caves with 5, and leave the regular Goblin Caves as well for solo.
Yeah, you know, I'm really on the fence too. It's like, do you guys get rid of the timer and just let us pick again? Is that going to fuck up, you know, player counts and so on for each map? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll stop testing it when the new map comes out, but a lot of people are going to want to go to the new map, you know, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. 28.1, they fixed the barracks hole in the floor. That's good. Love to see it.
Thank God.
Yeah,
I did not want to experience that. Absolutely not.
No.
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 There goes
Imagine
your
the full-
3 key gear.
Right.
Yeah, I
Stop
think it
buying
was your
this.
1,000 gold, 10,000 gold worth of gear just down into a bottomless pit.
I feel like there's definitely some horror stories there that I'm glad we didn't have to see.
Yeah, dark and darker horror on Reddit probably.
Oh yeah.
I wish we could.
The horror.
I wish we could put like an enchantment on our items to like teleport them out of the raid if we die. Nobody loots them.
Like what do they have in Tarkov? Like an insurance system, right?
Yeah, they send scavs back in to go look for the loot. Sometimes they don't
Okay.
get it even if it's on the floor.
Oh, that's fucking interesting.
At least that's what I remember. I think it might be 100% now.
Oh, okay. I mean, that is kind of a clever idea. Like, yeah, you're in a shitty spot. You might not get it. Sorry.
Oh, I think they changed it to amount of days or something.
Okay.
So instead of like getting it the next day, you have to wait like a day and a half.
Oh, it's like mailed to you or something like that. Having
Yeah.
a way to mail each other items and even like messages in Dark and Darker, I think would be a big step. Really happy with the friend
Yeah.
system, but you know, you can't send somebody a message and be like, yo, are you in a game? You want to play afterwards, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, a lot of us play in Discord, so that, you know, it kind of relieves that. But some of the friends I've made along the way, it's like, well, I have no idea how to contact them. Like, oh, they're online,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, they're still trying to go through and getting it on Steam too, so that was their original plan, so that's why
That's
they weren't
true.
like prepared for that.
yeah, that'll make a big difference for sure.
I don't think they want to go on Steam for the financial reasons. Steam takes a large portion.
No, Terrence was saying, or
like 30%.
SDF,
Yeah.
No.
It was Terrence.
Yeah, they were saying that they're like totally okay with it.
Oh, okay.
And most
Damn.
companies
they've
are,
already
because
confirmed it.
like the amount of money you can make having a successful launch on Steam. I mean, obviously there's some games that flop, but the amount that you can make with a successful launch, like it's pretty negligible for what Steam takes. You know, it's like, okay, you're making 200,000 versus, you know, with their own launcher versus, you know, I mean, Pal World's got what, 4 million players or something ridiculous right now. And I mean, that's obviously an outlier, but like, I mean, 4 million players, $30 game, you know, even if
Epic Games only takes like 10%.
Oh, really?
That's a lot of money. Yeah, but it's quite a bit. 30% for just being on a platform for advertisement, kind of wild.
But I mean, they have the market pretty well narrowed on Steam. I mean, obviously they have competitors, you know, Epic Games and the Microsoft, what is it, Game Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, Xbox Game Pass.
But, you know, Steam's kind of the gold standard as far as that goes, so.
Well, yeah. It got a bunch of Universal.
Yeah.
And then people make games and put it on there, so they get a lot out of it.
Yeah, some of them pop off, and you know, some of them don't. But... So for 29, the first top line change, they fixed severe frame drops in several areas. Goblin caves, and everywhere else as a bard.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice this one, but I guess I should have checked for it. Fixed an issue where DLSS would always be turned on when the client starts.
Strange.
Yeah, that could be an issue with frame drop, especially when you're streaming and shit too.
Imagine having an AMD or something, and it turns on.
Yeah.
Your whole game, like everything crashes.
It's like, why can't I play? It's like, oh, you have to change the setting every time you log in. Ooh. They fixed the Occultist Tunic's primary attribute strength gain for each grade, so I guess maybe it wasn't what it should be previously. I don't play Warlock, so maybe I should, you know, honestly, with all these changes, I should kind of dip my toes in and see how it is.
Yeah. Just
trolling
with it a little.
He's trolling.
Get some troll kills, you know? But I mean, Sobad and Dowsey both talk about how Warlock, when you have gear, is the best class in the game right now. And I'm like, okay, there's a skill cap there for sure, but like, you know, I want in on that. And I saw Dowsey just mobbing on people today. Just, oh, brutal.
Longsword?
Yeah, longsword, and then he finally got a book. But yeah, he was running Orb Falcione and a longsword. It's like, oh. But he's doing, you know, the solo self-made. So that, you know, you're really hoping for good gear as you do that shit. Lizardman's headshot damage reduction bonus was reduced from 15 to 10. I didn't really have an issue with it at 15%, just because most of the classes are going to have helmets, but, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. You're going to probably see less Lizardmen.
Yeah, I've already seen them kind of drop off lately, but yeah.
Yeah, they were really popular when they first dropped, though.
Oh, yeah. That red lizard.
I mean,
game,
I bought one the moment it dropped.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy this. I never use it.
Yeah, exactly. I just have
my feather hat, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. For most classes, it's just not worth it to not have a helmet, especially with how the gear stats are right now.
Oh, yeah. Like, no,
absolutely
I'll take
not
that +5 on a purple feathered hat. Thank you. Rogue's double jump speed penalty was changed from the -12 from 2 weeks ago back to -8. Or no, I guess it was -20, but it's up to -18. You know, I guess that's necessary. I haven't really had any issues with rogues lately. Like, each one that's tried to jump me has gotten smacked, even on my bard. So, I mean, maybe that's a gear issue on their end. Maybe they're missing their shots, but rogues are not as worrisome as they used to be.
Yeah, I don't even really understand what happened to them.
Just
what changed them
nerfs
to go from landmine to...
Well, I mean, the dagger damage was severely nerfed. Some of their perks for additional damage got reduced. The movement speed certainly doesn't help them. You know, if I can catch them as a bard, I'm certainly going to. If they run, I'm pursuing. Shy Guy on his barbarian always tries to as well, and it's like, just a hair too slow to get that rogue.
Yeah. I still think barbs need a nerf, though. I stand by that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Either bard needs a nerf or everything needs to be buffed up to barb standards.
Yeah, I think really the only answer is going to be working on each class individually, because barb's just really strong right now at the get-go.
Yeah, if they can make all the other classes as strong as barb is right now, that's great. They can leave barb power to this, but if they're just gonna just let barbs run around. I mean, rangers are pretty stupid too.
Well, and what they did here, giving cleric, and warlock might not use it as much, but giving cleric spell mastery 2 again. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm so excited! I've been begging for this.
It's gonna make clerics really scary again.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, they're going to be very integral for trios, and even better on solos now too, you know. This next one was a nice little treat. Warlocks can now use the heater shield, because why not? You know, I guess it's
W for warlocks.
Yeah. Coupled with demon armor changing from -75 on magical healing to -50. But it also reduces your will by -50, so
yeah, I like that change.
Yeah,
I like the change.
Yeah, the magic healing reduction was like, oh my god. You go to heal him on a cleric and it's like, well, that was a waste of time. Hope you brought potions, bud.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the invis pot requiring knowledge now?
It's interesting. Very interesting change.
I was in Discord with some people last night, and they're kind of scoffing at it. I think it's kind of a joke. It needs to be like 30.
Yeah, if they really want it implemented like that, I think, bump it up. Really, it seems like it's really targeting the barbarian invis, but, you know, I play bard, so we're always going to have invis. I say that knock on wood, because they're probably going to nerf anything I talk about, but...
Probably.
It's like...
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
15, like, okay, so base kit, barbarian, not going to use it. I guess barbarian could spec a little bit into knowledge so that they can use an invis pot now, but it just seems not entirely necessary. You're going to see barbarians wearing leather chassis just to drink an invis pot.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. I missed this reading through the patch notes earlier, but yeah, no, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, Dank, I think your buddies were right. Like 15. Like, if they really want to make it, or just, you know, barbarians cannot drink potions. There you go.
They got sugar.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think honestly, bump it up to 30. Like, you really don't want them using it, bump it up. Make it real.
Yeah. Agreed.
Couple of changes to the golden armor and weapons. The golden Viking sword and felling axe give luck and magical damage reduction as their primary. And the magical resistance penalty on gold plate armors. The plate pants, gauntlets, hound skull has been removed. That was interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It can be big for cleric.
Yeah, I'm like, why would they do that? I mean, it's like you have to put in all this time and money to get to the point where you can craft those, or money to purchase them. Like, why have that on there?
Yeah, if you're just gonna do that, I just say do it to all the gear. Have them all have like some kind of downside.
Yeah, no, that's
Wait,
fair.
hold on. Say that again. Reread it again.
So they removed the negative magical resistance penalty on gold plate. So I guess previously, like, you would take more magical damage if you were wearing gold plate.
Yeah.
Which is...
No. So some metal gear, when you take a damage by magic, it's increased because it has a negative resistance.
Yeah. So
when you create golden gear, it then thus has the resistance to protect itself against magic. So like metal
compared
is
to like a steel
conductive,
armor.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's conductive, so like electricity, you'd think like electricity would be way better. They would have to have it inlined, like upgraded tier, the inline of the armors, coated with like a non-conductive material to negate electrical. Like, you know, there could be different types of BIS, but that's too detailed.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know,
Maybe
that's
have
fair.
the electric do more. I mean, fire damage if you're wearing steel plate, like, okay, it's going to continue to burn you or something like that, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to put in so much to get the gold that it makes sense for it to have just a little extra buff. You know, if you see full gold plate cleric running up on you, like, no, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to be in your dungeon. You know, you see a lot of the gold capes and the other cloth stuff, but I've only seen one guy bist out in full gold plate, and I was just like, I hope I do not see him at all tonight. Like, fuck that. I'm good on that. Like, sure, I want
your best friend.
I ain't getting it. Yeah.
He just want to cuddle.
Well, and Shy Guy yesterday saw a barbarian in full gold, and he was like, I'm gonna go talk to him. And I'm like, Borg and I are sitting, waiting to go to Crips, just like, oh no, please no. Not like this. Not
Like,
like
Shy
this.
Guy's going. I was convinced he was going to die there. I was like, yep, well, there goes boss
I don't know
run.
how he got away. Probably because that plate's so goddamn heavy. It's just like, Or I guess it's a barbarian, so he wasn't in plate, but still, it was like, no. Warmaul's movement speed penalty has been reduced by 5. People really like it when Warmaul gets a buff, so, you know, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. Windless crossbow movement speed has been reduced by 5 as well. Zweihander movement speed has been bumped up 5. So, I mean, I feel like barbarians are still gonna want to main that Zweihander.
Yeah.
Like, it'll make them a little bit slower, but they already move at 250 miles an hour, so... And they kind of made up for it with these next ones. So, movement speed modifier for feet slot items has been changed from 2 to 3 for the minimum. Minimum for legs has been bumped up from 2 to 3. Maximum for your next slot has been reduced from 1.5 to 1%, too. So, like, you're really not going to get a huge bonus from that. I mean, 1% on a solid build. Okay, you're getting the stats up there a little bit, but, you know, it's kind of negligible. And then ring slots have also been bumped up from 2 to 3 for the minimum. So, oh no, that one's for the maximum as well. So rings will only give you 3 at the most. That's interesting. So you'll have to kind of spec for it, but there's definitely ways around that Zweihander movement speed adjustment.
Oh, yeah.
So the next one kind of bugs me. They updated the High Roller Ruins so that the Elite Giant Worm appears instead of the common one. They fixed the loot table for that fucking thing. Because, like, we killed one in High Roller and got a fucking Band-Aid the other night.
Yeah.
Like,
that guy got some blue pants earlier.
Okay, alright. So maybe they did update that, but God, it just sucks to kill that thing and get a Band-Aid.
Or just like gray gear. I've gotten like a gray arming sword from it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right? Like, well, I fought that for 3 minutes, and now, okay. I forgot my pick. I can't mine. Great.
On we go.
Yeah. This next one is definitely a W. They increased the adventure points gained for bringing looted armor and weapons out of the dungeon. Adventure points appear in the item achievement row on the results screen. The amount of points gained is equal to the gold price of the item when selling it back to a merchant. So that purple Pavise, that's definitely coming out with me now. So, I mean,
that's fair.
Yeah, that's a lot of AP if you're pulling out purple or legendary items for sure. But it actually makes it, reasonable to take gear out of the dungeon without like, okay, I'm going to sell this and make some money, but you're not getting AP. And coupled with the next one, PvP kills give you 50% more adventure points. I think they're kind of trying to get everybody up into, what's the middle rank? Pathfinder before...
Yep.
Wipe in, was it 30 days? 20-something days at this point?
Something like that. I think it's like 40 maybe.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to the extra AP for, picking up decent gear in the dungeon. And then they improve the accuracy when reporting players. Only one type of report can now be made on the same target. I have seen some people like multi-report in the past, and it's like, just report them for the thing that they did and let the, let whoever deals with that look into it.
Yeah.
I also, I think people really tend to jump the gun on reports as well in the game. Like, oh, these guys are cheating. It's like, well, no, there's just a barbarian. There's not a lot of leeway there. It's like, I've definitely seen some speed hacks on barbarians where they just jolt at you, but also like, I don't know, a lot of the time it seems like, well, nope, that's just either lag on your end, lag on their end, or just a barbarian. Yeah.
Or sometimes just gets wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. And then the final one here, this is kind of interesting. A game addiction prevention system has been added to the Korean client. They just got the game release. Holy God.
How much are these Korean players playing this game?
I mean, their APM is over 9,000, man. Like, what are we supposed to do? They have to limit them. Something has to be done. Thank God we don't play on the same servers, and there's no way to, because you'll lag into infinitum, but just, no. I could definitely see on release, though, like, there was definitely times where I played this game like for 18 hours. It was just like, okay, it's time for a break. I need to eat some
that's
food,
fair.
Drink some coffee, take a shit, wash your face. It's like I could
think about taking a shower, but don't.
Game. Yeah, I know. You just contemplate it and feel better.
Yeah, you're like, well, I feel cleaner now. Yeah.
So their final comments were, Hotfix 29 focuses on minor improvements to performance and addressing current instabilities. We are laying the groundwork for more extensive technical improvements in the future. We made some minor balance changes and some bug fixes while continuing to work on the larger content update coming soon. Finally, we have tweaked the adventure point. tweaked the adventure points so that adventurers can make progress by looting armor and items instead of just focusing on treasures and trinkets. Also given a boost to the adventure points earned from PvP to make things a little spicier in the dungeons. We'll see you in the dungeons. So what do you guys think overall?
Pretty W.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Like it.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like the changes.
Very nice.
Spell memory is going to be really nice because we have a cleric on our team. I really hope that the frame drop issues and some of those other minor tweaks kind of help mellow everything out. As a streamer running OBS, and this is also a hardware issue on my end, should have a streaming PC and a gaming PC. You know, that's my problem. But just, you know, it's like playing some of these other quote-unquote trash games that I love to play and not lagging, and then coming to the one trash game that I truly enjoy and having stuttering issues sometimes. Like, oh, it can be fucking infuriating. Sometimes it doesn't bother me, but sometimes, man, it's like, please no.
For the love of God, no!
Right?
Hey, Saturday.
In the boss room or right when we start. What?
Did you hit record this time?
No, I didn't. We have to do it all over again.
Perfect.
We were going to bring you guys 27 and 28 about a week ago, but my mic was muted for an hour. So here it is today.
You got fucked up.
Yeah.
Somebody wasn't ready.
I checked everybody else's audio, got it all leveled, and then I shit the bed. Yeah. Everybody gets one.
Literally.
Check us out on Twitch. Be sure to follow Dank206 and BeastBorgMusic. All three of us are troubadours now. It's a wonderful place to be. We'll be live on Twitch in probably 15 minutes here, and gonna get this shit uploaded. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.